Did you just witness what happened to the WNBA? After Caitlin Clark's team was eliminated, fans erupted with frustration. Many are now calling for a boycott, leaving the league in complete turmoil and facing one of its most chaotic moments.
Here's that Caitlin Clark fans have listened. Last night, I received the ratings for the first round of games for the Chase for the Golden Toilet. As expected, darkness is coming. The spotlight is rapidly fading.
Regardless of how it is portrayed, most people had little to no interest in the WNBA before Caitlin Clark arrived. Her arrival changed the conversation and brought a level of attention the league had never experienced before.
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark.
Perhaps now that the league's biggest star, Caitlin Clark, is gone, the WNBA will return to the way it was before her arrival.
A lot of the Indiana Fever fans or Caitlin Clark fans that you speak of are no longer going to watch the WNBA now that the Indiana Fever are.
There's no denying that, despite the way she was treated, Caitlin Clark played a huge role in bringing the WNBA into the spotlight. Now that she's out of the league, many people are once again losing interest in the WNBA. Fans were already furious over the constant criticism Caitlin Clark faced. Her opponents weren't just targeting her on the court, they were also accusing her fans of spreading hate, making the controversy even bigger.
And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. And that's the ratings that you're seeing, actual W fans. Not WNBA, actual W fans.
Let me get it right.
That's going to be the argument now.
Congratulations. At this point, Caitlin Clark's fans may choose not to watch the WNBA at all this season. And by fans, I mean a huge portion of the WNBA's overall audience. If anyone still believes Caitlin Clark's absence won't affect the league's viewership, it's time to face reality and recognize what's actually happening.
Caitlin Clark came in and made such an impact on how many people started to care about the WNBA. This was the highest viewed season in the history of the league. In 28 years, the numbers were stellar.
Be honest. How many of you only started watching the WNBA after Caitlin Clark entered the league?
Caitlin Clark drew a whole new fan base into it, and now the question is, because she has been eliminated, she and the Indiana Fever are eliminated after losing 2 games to the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care? That is the question on everybody's mind, because when you look at the numbers with Caitlin Clark...
If you ask me, the answer is pretty obvious.
Now we're seeing comments of people saying, well, it's been real WNBA. I'm going to go back to watching football now. Like, I'll be back when Caitlin plays again, or I'll be back when the Indiana Fever play because now I'm an Indiana Fever.
Right now, Caitlin Clark's fans are all saying the same thing. The WNBA just wouldn't be the same without her.
Clark has literally carried the sport on her back all summer long. She talks that yang. That's what resonates with Caitlin Clark. It isn't her being white. It isn't her being straight. Her game resonates with people in basketball and across the country because she's got that edge. She plays with a flair. I heard her drop 3 F-bombs in one game sitting right there courtside. Her teammates had to hold her back. She's yelling at the coach. That's what Magic Bird, Isaiah, Jordan, you name it, that's what they do. Clark resonates, but that clicking sound you hear is television's being turned off. Ain't nobody watching this stuff now. Ain't nobody turning the set on and saying, I gotta watch who?
I don't think anyone will truly take the WNBA seriously until it addresses the bias and hostility surrounding the league.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single-season record for assists. Period. Single-season rookie record for assists. That makes sense. Single-season rookie record for 3-pointers. Single-game record for assists, 19. Franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league.
You can tell that records are going to be broken whenever she's on the floor. Have you seen the incredible list of records she broke this season? She even set the record for the most points ever scored by a point guard in a single season.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever had over 1.8 million viewers, and the rest of the games had around 400,000 viewers. If you added them up together, they still wouldn't add up to 1.84.
If that's not impressive, the WNBA is already experiencing a significant decline in viewership, and the Indiana Fever playoff game attracted more viewers than the next 3 playoff games combined. She has set so many records that we had to speed up the video clip to list them all.
Sunday afternoon, competing directly with the fourth quarter of the early slate of games in the NFL. Caitlin Clark drew 1.8 million viewers on ABC. It was the most watched playoff game since Game 2 of the 2000 WNBA Finals, and it was the most watched game in the WNBA playoffs on an NFL Sunday.
Most Americans spend Sundays watching football, but Caitlin Clark changed that. Despite the NFL games being on, people couldn't help but watch her WNBA playoff match, which attracted an unprecedented 1.8 million views.
I was not excited about the playoffs starting. First of all, it is a football Sunday, and I don't care how much we've grown and people are tuning in and they're watching in the eyes. You're going up against NFL on a Sunday.
You would think everyone in the WNBA community would be thrilled that, even with a full slate of NFL games, the league managed to attract record-breaking viewership. However, Caitlin Clark's biggest critic, Cheryl Swoops, stirred up controversy instead of giving credit where it was due. Swoops, who has never seemed impressed by the Fever star, made it clear she wasn't excited that viewers chose to watch the WNBA over the NFL. During her podcast, Queens of the Court, she was asked for her reaction to the WNBA playoffs drawing more attention than NFL games.
It is not just a delusional fan base who is just delusional, but they're not really tuning in. No, these people are coming in waves to watch one player who has sold out every single arena that she has played in this.
Cheryl, you're not just dismissing the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. You're also overlooking the new fans she brought to the league. Those fans chose to watch Caitlin Clark on a Sunday, even with NFL games airing at the same time, and that says everything about the impact she had.
Talk about league attendance. The Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,035 at home, 15,000 on the road. Attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,035. Merchandise sales are up 450%. I'm gonna repeat that. Merchandise sales are up 450% for the WNBA, according to Fanatics.
Let's take a moment to talk about Caitlin Clark. She didn't just join the league, she transformed it.
The WNBA announced they plan to commit $50 million over the next 2 seasons so players can fly uncharted planes. The league faced backlash on social media when Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark and the team was seen walking through a Dallas airport headed to a commercial flight. I need any females out there who are fans of the WNBA, who are fans of WNBA players, who are critical of Caitlin Clark in any way to stand down, chill out. You need to hug that girl when you see her. You need to embrace her. You need to compete like hell to go up against her, take her down on the basketball court. That's fine, which I believe the Diana Taurasi's and the Asia Wilsons and others of the world will gladly do. But in her very first press conference, she brought up the fact that they had to fly commercial, and the next damn day, $50 million was committed to the players. Who you think has something to do with that? She could have been selfish. She was selfish.
Because of her impact, WNBA players went from flying on crowded commercial planes to traveling on private charter flights. Before Caitlin Clark brought a wave of new fans and unprecedented attention to the league, players had to fly commercially to games. But as her popularity grew, everything changed.
Helped build the NBA, deserved far more shine that they were getting. You have every right to feel that way. What you have to respect, however, is that the paying customer, the audience, didn't feel that way. They did not give a damn about the WNBA. And they really were not feeling the WNBA to the degree that they're feeling the WNBA now, obviously because of Caitlin Clark, who's selling out games and got the Indiana Fever selling out games more than they sell out Pacer games.
It was all part of the Caitlin Clark effect, yet despite everything she brought to the league, she still had to deal with a great deal of hostility and jealousy from other players. Many question why, after they had spent years working hard in the league, Caitlin was the one receiving all the attention.
Indiana Fever. Remember, Caitlin Clark was drafted first, which means last year they were the worst team in the WNBA. It did not matter because this season they were the most watched team in the league. An average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games, listen to this, paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average per.
Caitlin Clark transformed the Indiana Fever from one of the weakest teams in the WNBA into a legitimate playoff contender, and her performance on the court speaks for itself.
I could watch Caitlin Clark every single night play basketball. I'm that fascinated with her mind, her toughness, obviously her shooting ability. I think she might have cracked my top 5 all time, and that's men or women.
All time?
Yes. I'm going MJ's in that category. Steph Curry is in that category. And Caitlin Clark goes in there, man. And Larry Bird will be the other guy.
She won over analysts and even great basketball players who became her ardent supporters, in addition to impressing the audience and everyone in attendance.
Women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all that private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you are 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Charles Barkley had the following to say about Caitlin Clark.
I'm saying they should have done everything they can to keep Clark playing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Asia Wilson and whoever these other angry women are, maybe, just maybe, they're going to take off and run with it. Maybe it's better with Clark not being in the playoffs so we can watch other.
Caitlin Clark's absence has raised serious questions about the league's future without her star power. Now, many people are beginning to wonder whether the WNBA can continue to succeed in the market without its biggest attraction.
The celebration is over. Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs. I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity. I know analysts like Monica McDougal at ESPN. They want us to recognize elite layup missers and failed dunkers. But what Casey has been telling you guys all season, it has been true. What I have said countless times over the past few months, it is finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw, while the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd.
Caitlin Clark brought the fast-paced style and incredible three-point shooting that made women's basketball exciting for many fans. Without her, the season already feels over for me and countless other viewers. The audience simply isn't as interested in watching the other players, and for many fans, it no longer feels like the same basketball experience.
It's not just the ratings that were in the pooper, attendance was clogging the drain as well. Aces shitbirds, 10,000 in an arena capable of holding 12. Linkers masculines, 8,500 in an arena capable of holding almost 19,000. Dreamers liberals, 11,000 in an arena capable of holding 18,000. If you're one of the dozens of fans in the WNBA, it is only going to get worse.
With Caitlin Clark's absence, the league's excitement seems to be fading quickly. Not only has viewership declined, but game attendance has also dropped significantly.
Something. And I think that some of the ladies, not all, but some of the ladies in the WNBA are missing the...
However, things didn't have to turn out this way. The WNBA had an incredible opportunity with Caitlin Clark. They could have embraced her as the league's official face and used her star power to take the WNBA to new heights, but they failed to fully recognize the impact she could have made.
Dejanay Carrington get into it with Caitlin Clark. There were many accusing her of giving Caitlin Clark a black eye, having an intentional foul on Caitlin Clark, which was...
When Jai Carrington hit Caitlin Clark in the eye, many people felt it was clearly wrong and believed there should have been consequences. Instead of supporting her, the league faced criticism for how it handled the situation, with some fans feeling that Caitlin was not properly protected and that those involved were still being recognized.
Carrington now has been awarded Most Improved Player of the Season. If people were to read about this WNBA player getting Most Improved this season, I think oftentimes if you would have looked last year, for example, they would have been like, who? Who is this person? Okay, moving on. I have no idea, nor do I care. But because this was the player just involved in a bit of a scuffle with Caitlin Clark in the opening game of the playoffs, now people are saying, oh, that woman that got Most Improved Player, that's the one who stuck her fingernail in Caitlin Clark's...
Can you believe that instead of facing punishment or a fine, Jai Carrington was recognized as the league's Most Improved Player? What are your thoughts on this situation? Share your opinions in the comments below.